Hi, I'm Chelsea from Tech Diva Media. In this video, I'm going to talk about creating a user experience that your visitor, your website visitor, or your prospective customer can trust. So creating an experience in your online marketing, whether it's in your website or your mobile app or your emails or your branding with your business cards, your logos, how do you create a user experience where your customer can trust you? And what does that mean, really? So creating an experience where someone can trust you means creating an experience that in one way you might say it creating an experience that has integrity, right? And integrity can be on a psychological or emotional level, like having integrity around selling something authentic, being authentic in what you're offering. But it also means having integrity in the consistency and the look and feel of the content that you produce. So having a website, emails, business cards, apps, all sorts of collateral, whether online or offline, that has a consistent look and integrity to it that creates a certain, quote, experience when someone looks at it or experiences that or engages with it. That's what we're talking about here. How to have integrity in your design to create an experience where your users and your prospective customers can trust you through your marketing. So what the hell does that really mean? Let's look at a couple of examples, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so let's dive in. So we're looking at Revisionist History, which is Malcolm Gladwell's podcast website. And I want you to notice this from a design point of view, because we're talking about integrity and consistency in our design, to design a user experience that people trust. So I'm going to show you three examples of sites of three different kind of industries or types. And I want you to look at it from the design point of view, not so much the content point of view, because what we're talking about is having consistency in our design. And the reason you want consistency is because we're creating a user experience for the people that visit your website or interact with your app or look at your business cards or open your emails or receive your brochure in the mail or pick up your book. We're creating a consistent feel, which some people might call branding. But I don't really like branding. I think a lot of people can sink a lot of money in branding and it's kind of just a waste of time. What I'm talking about is creating a consistent user experience. And the reason you want to have a consistent user experience is because it builds it builds trust. And when I say integrity, I mean the integrity of your site has the same sort of look and feel as your book cover or your email header or your business card. You're using the same consistent fonts. You're sticking with 1 to 2 main colors. And you have a sort of look and feel to the images you choose. And sort of then the same similar look and feel to your content itself and your messaging. And that consistency builds trust. And it also creates a user experience where people know that when they interact with you, they're going to be able to trust that they're getting kind of that same value every time. And in a very subtle way, that sets up a sort of expectation that you can fulfill on if you are consistent, that builds just more optimization of your marketing as a whole. And that really creates the system of your marketing that builds a solid brand, but a solid foundation that people actually learn to lean into and to trust and look to you for quality because they can see that you've got all your T's crossed, all your I's dotted, and you really are covering all your bases because everything is consistent. So you'll notice that in big brands like Coca-Cola, you'll notice it in Facebook or different brands, Red Bull, some of my favorite brands that have like just excellent design, or Tesla, like they've got beautiful design, and it's consistently beautiful. And they're kind of using the same sort of fonts, like look at Apple, for instance, another one, consistently beautiful. So let's look at this example. This is from Malcolm Gladwell, as I said. Notice he has two main colors. Kind of gray in this case might be considered a main color, or it might be considered a complementary color that isn't really a color. Or white here might not be considered a color and be more of a complement. So a lot of times you use one main color or two main colors, and then you can complement with white or grays or black, kind of as a third color, but it's not really a color, but it's something you can play with to create variation. But notice the strength of this design. It's clean, I know where to look, I'm not distracted. Now the animations are cute, and they're subtle. They're not so much that I get distracted by it also. It loads also very quickly. And it's something that's interesting to me, but it's all consistent in its colors, and it's consistent in its fonts. And there's not a lot to this page, right? Now, of course, this isn't, at this point, he doesn't have a lot of podcast episodes, but even if he had 30 of these squares down the page for each episode, it still would not be an overwhelming design due to the consistency here. Now, let's look at another one. This is from Seth Godin, who's an author. He's a world-class marketer. Notice he has more than one color, but he actually has kind of three main colors. So purple is his accent color. He has this gold color, and then he has orange as an accent color. It's mostly those, though, and you could see how the orange and the yellow are sort of from the same family, and then the purple becomes that accent, and so they go together consistently. And notice the color of his shirt also goes with this family. Notice the family of colors here. They all blend. So he's using several colors, but he's using them in a way that they all have a shared kind of tonality, and they all fit together as a family. And that creates this very sort of calm experience. And notice the white space. He's got a lot of white space, and this is it. You can't scroll. This is it. This is the landing page. And notice just the way things are laid out. My eye kind of instantly goes to go. It goes to his eyeballs where he's looking, and he's looking over at go, kind of. And it goes down to here, which is the call to action. So there's a nice kind of flow of my eye over like this. And then this little complimentary text that I kind of hardly read, and it says click on Seth's head to read his blog, which is kind of awesome. So this is a little outside of the box, but it's also what I would expect from a marketer like Seth Godin. So he's creating this user experience. It's a little clever, it's a little outside of the box, but that's what you would expect from him. So he's building this experience that resonates with who we know him to be as an author, as a marketer, as a professional in his field. And now, our third example is the Bulletproof Coffee, bulletproofexec.com. Again, notice the two main colors. We have orange and blue are the main colors here, with this kind of like gray and white. And also notice the fonts that are being used. He basically sticks with those same fonts throughout the page. It's kind of one font and all within this kind of font family. And then we've got the bulletproof font of his logo. And then the blue of, and this is kind of the same font again. So kind of like two main fonts. And this little tiny, there's maybe a third, there's this little sketchy thing here. But two colors mostly. And notice again, there's not a lot to scroll down. This is not that long scrolly page that we have seen a bit of. I've seen that dying away, and I've seen a lot of the marketers go towards these shorter, just easy to load, quick scroll pages that really guide you to kind of one call to action. So notice that using just two colors or two fonts sets up a nice simplistic way of, even in this case on Bulletproof, there's actually a lot of information on this page. There's a lot going on, but you're able to absorb the information and digest it, and it's organized in a way that's very easy and clean. And so that comes from using just two main colors and just two main fonts. So I hope this helped, and I'd love for you to be able to take what you've seen in this video and look at your own website or your own business card or your own email header and notice how many colors you have in it and how many fonts you have. And if there's a way you can streamline it to just pick like two fonts and two main colors with maybe the complement of gray and white to really strengthen your design, that in that limitation you're going to find strength. And that really is what builds kind of an integrity and then a trust in the consistency and the quality of what you're offering to people. So I hope this helped, and if it did, sign up to subscribe to my channel or check me out at techdivamedia.com. And thank you for watching.